Assalamualaikum everyone. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Wani. So today I would like to share with you regarding historical background of Cambodia. So hopefully you will enjoy it.
Cambodia has a long and rich history. The Khmer Empire ruled from around 800 to 1400 CE. The Khmer Empire ended with the invasion of the Thai in the 15th century. The following 4 decades were full of instability, including foreign invasions and civil war. The French colonized Cambodia and established a French protectorate in 1863. Cambodia gained independence in 1953 and fell under the rule of the Khmer Rouge in the late 1970s. The Khmer Rouge was defeated in 1979. Cambodia now has a constitutional monarchy. The Khmer Empire produced beautiful temples such as Angkor Wat and Angkor Thom. Angkor Wat was built in the 12th century and remains the world's largest religious site, stretching over 400 kilometers squared. Angkor Wat is a generic title and translates to city temple in Khmer. The original name of the temple is unknown. It was originally built to be dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu and later transformed into a Buddhist temple. Hinduism is a result of the large Indian influence on the Khmer Empire. The patron of the temple was King Suryavarman II. It served as a funerary temple and was the king's mausoleum. The 5 stone towers are intended to represent the 5 mountain ranges of Mount Meru, which is the home of the gods. Angkor Wat has continued to be an important part of Cambodian culture, and the Cambodian flag displays the silhouette of Angkor Wat in the center. Music and dance are very important to Cambodian culture and can be seen depicted on the relief sculptures around the temples. There is live music at some of the temples provided by mine victims to raise awareness and funds. Some popular instruments include bowed lutes, struck zithers, xylophones, and drums of various sizes. Apsara is a style of dance created by the Royal Ballet of Cambodia in the mid-1900s. Apsara is a spiritual dance and is performed to pay respect to the gods as well as paying respect to the audience members. Cambodian cuisine mainly consists of fish and rice. One of the popular dishes, amok, is a coconut-based curry and served with steamed rice and the meat of your choice. It is most commonly served with fish. In the late 70s, Cambodia went through a mass genocide due to the takeover of the Khmer Rouge regime under its leader, Pol Pot. Pol Pot and his followers identified as the Communist Party of Kampuchea. During this time, Khmer Rouge soldiers murdered people who were a threat to their communist values, including children and pregnant women. Initially, the Khmer Rouge focused on murdering the intellectuals, including doctors, teachers, and even people who wore glasses. As the regime continued, the soldiers murdered anyone who did not respect their harsh demands. The communist group murdered approximately 25% of Cambodia's population. These people were taken to areas of mass graves, such as the killing fields. They were blindfolded, murdered, and thrown into the mass graves. Some were buried alive. Others were murdered by a soldier who would stab a spade or sharpen bamboo stick into the person's skull. Children were bashed against trees. Additionally, the Khmer Rouge constantly sent agricultural goods to China in order to gain its support. This resulted in widespread famine, causing many to die. Other people died due to diseases and the lack of health care. Vietnam was a threat to the Khmer Rouge because they fought against the regime. To counter this, Khmer Rouge soldiers planted millions of landmines throughout Cambodia to prevent the Vietnamese from attacking. The Khmer Rouge did not succeed, and Vietnam destroyed the majority of their army in 1979, ultimately ending the Khmer Rouge regime. Unfortunately, the landmines are still injuring and killing Khmer people today. One man, Aki Ra, was a Khmer Rouge child soldier who helped to plant these landmines. Today, he helps deactivate them. He has deactivated over 50,000 landmines. He began his work with simple, homemade tools to remove the landmines. Although Akira never had any casualties, today he must follow government regulations to continue deactivating landmines. Currently, there are potentially 5 million active landmines in Cambodia. Since the fall of the Khmer Rouge, Cambodia has instituted a parliamentary democracy with a constitutional monarchy system, with a prime minister, parliament, and democratic-type elections. However, since 1997, politics has become dominated by one party, the Cambodian People's Party, led by Hun Sen. Elections are scheduled for July of this year, and after the close threat of the opposition party in 2012 elections, Hun Sen is taking no chances this year. The CPP has cracked down on the Cambodia National Rescue Party, dissolved the party, and jailed opposition party leader Kem Sokha. In 2017, the current government took over 17 independent radio sources and acquired Phnom Penh Post, one of the remaining two independent news sources, to tighten the reins on dissenting opinion. The CNRP's strategy for these 2018 elections is mass boycott to prove that the people reject this regime. Most recently, the government has called any sort of boycotting an act of treason. People at all socioeconomic levels desire fair, democratic systems in order to stop government corruption and the loss of Cambodian culture. The coming weeks and months will unfold the predicted clash between the people and the government. During the Khmer Rouge regime, Cambodia lost almost all of its teachers and intelligentsia. Only 200 to 300 remained in 1979. UNICEF, an intergovernmental agency, operates in Cambodia in partnership with the Cambodian government to improve the quality of education in rural and urban communities. A major hurdle to better education is training and supporting teachers across the country. Also, teachers are not held accountable to prepare lesson plans, show up for a full 8-hour day, or resist bribes for good grades. The cluster strengthening program implemented by UNICEF brings together 5 to 7 teachers once a month in a mentoring setting. Lesson plans created by the teachers are peer-reviewed before they are implemented in the classroom, thus holding teachers accountable for their work. By strengthening links between teachers and between teachers and their mentors, UNICEF hopes to motivate more teachers to prioritize honest education. By advocating for higher salaries as well, teaching is becoming a more attractive profession. Programs focusing on the children are also created by UNICEF to decrease the use of physical punishment in schools and to reintegrate exploited children back into society. This way, rural and urban schools will become a more inclusive, safe place to learn. Cambodia's economy is heavily dependent on tourism and the garment industry. Rural farmers engage in subsistence farming. Much of the investment in infrastructure comes from foreign sources, namely China and Japan. Asian aid comes with no strings attached. In 2006, there were 4-story townhomes in bad roads. In 2012, there were Chinese and Japanese skyscrapers. In 2017, a $237 million aid package from China built roads, an airport, and helped pay Cambodia's national debt. This direct investment gives China political sway in ASEAN through Cambodia and physical ties in the country through their skyscrapers. Cambodia is now dependent on foreign aid and will continue to be until they can strengthen their domestic economy. Cambodian people are very proud of their country, culture, and heritage. A tragic past and a difficult present, politically and economically, does not dampen the strength of will of the people to look at a brighter tomorrow.